I think the fundamental reality, and I hear this all over the city, is the relationship between the police and the community is so far from where it needs to be. We have never realized the vision of community policing, and I'm speaking from the point of view of someone who spent 4 years in the Dinkins administration when we tried, I think, very earnestly to create the beginnings of real community policing. That vision has been on again, off again. And so there is still a conflict state, a kind of negative dynamic between the police and the community in so much of our city, and that's just unacceptable. It has to change. One of the ways to do that is to change the Civilian Complaint Review Board. Tomorrow, legislation is being introduced in the council to give the independent right to prosecute cases to the CCRB. I support that legislation. I think it's an important step forward for reform. That's one piece of the equation. The CCRB becomes a stronger presence and a more independent presence and is more involved at the community level. Something I've also called for in the past is to have a real local CCRB presence all over the city. I think that's a beginning step. I think we have to figure out how to restore the philosophy of community policing, of the beat cop in the right sense of the word, where there's a real positive interaction with the community. I think fundamentally we have to ask the question, can we afford as a city for our future to have so many of our people feel uncomfortable and alienated from the police force? And so I think it's a series of reforms are needed. Obviously, issues about training and supervision of undercover police officers who have been involved in several of these absolutely tragic incidents lately, such as the Walker and the Edwards killings. We need to review what we're doing and find a way to restore faith at the community level. We need a lot more interaction between the police leadership and community leaders to try and find ways to improve the situation.